Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. My name is Chika. These are my co-presenters, Yumiko and Fumika. Today, we would like to talk about Japanese manga and anime. Are you familiar with Japanese manga and anime? They are one of creative entertainment in Japanese life. Anime means Japanese animation. Manga means Japanese comic book.
First, Chika will explain the history and development of Japanese manga. Next, I'll discuss the latest manga and anime. Finally, Fumika tell you about the effects of manga and anime.
We are going to talk about how to change the format of Japanese manga, how to create it, and fascination of Japanese manga and anime. Please enjoy our presentation. Hello, my name is Chika. Today I want to talk about history and development of Japanese manga. Japanese manga and anime are really familiar with people who are not only Japanese people but also foreign people. Today I'll tell you inventor of manga, turning point, and changing styles. First of all, I'll focus on two important people for development of Japanese manga. Who invented manga? We have to go back to the 17th century. Have you ever seen this painting? This famous painting drawn by Hokusai Katsushika. Hokusai was a famous painter of Mount Fuji. He is the person who is the originator of Japanese manga. He studied and drew on his sketchbook how the body or facial expression move. He studied and drew on his sketchbook how the body or human's facial expression move. Looks like these pictures. His collection of sketches was issued as a model of pictures. He called his style manga, which means whimsical pictures. So, origin of Japanese manga was a sketchbook in 17th century. However, after World War II, people enjoyed reading comic strips made by many different artists in early 1900s. Next, I want to talk about another person who contributed to development of Japanese manga. Have you ever seen this manga character? It is called ASTRO Boy. It is not only known Japanese people, but also many American people know about it. Because this movie called ASTRO Boy was shown on TV in the United States. This author, Osamu Tezuka, is quite famous in Japan. He was the world's first modern manga writer. He wrote New Treasure Island, which including 200 pages of graphic and illustrated novel. This was the world's first modern manga as a single book. These are his other works. He also made many types of manga that have different kinds of stories, including more drama and action. His manga was a great hit. In 1950s, he expanded manga across Japan. As manga grew and grew, someone had an idea to change manga story into animated movie on the TV. In 1963, Tezuka's manga called Astro Boy was changed animation and it was shown on TV. That was the first time to show anime on TV in Japan. There was a history until Japanese manga became modern style. But even now, Japanese manga is developing as the format changes. This is something similar to a manga magazine, which gathers several manga stories together one publishers. They are released regularly, like once a week or once a month. So, readers can read the latest continuation on manga before the story is released as a comic book. However, manga for targeted audiences such as boys and girls. Boys prefer adventure story, fantasy story, or sports story, including action and fighting. Many manga stories continue for a long time. Some manga story has been continuing for more than 10 years. So, these manga are loved over by generations such as children and adult readers. Almost all girls' manga stories are love stories. The girls sympathize with the character's mind from manga, or sometimes they envy the characters or situation, which is quite different from their reality. Many successful Japanese manga become anime, but especially some of manga will be drama or movie. So people who don't know original story can enjoy the manga story. Moreover, few of manga became musical. Manga, since it was invented, has changed and became more popular as of now. In conclusion, manga used to be a sketchbook or a comic strip, but manga keeps developing as the format changes. It became anime, drama, movie, and musical throughout history. Thank you for listening. Now, next presenter, Yumiko, tell you about latest manga and anime.
Thank you, Chika. I'm Yumiko. I'll talk about the latest Japanese manga and anime. I'll explain the latest manga, popular anime, and translation in animation. First, I'll tell you the latest manga, such as webcomics, paper comics, and special jackets of comics. Webcomics are new style manga in Japan, and they are manga on websites. What's the difference between webcomics and paper comics is people can read without charge on webcomics. Next, both of the two comics look same at the first glance, but paper comic books in Japan are covered with outer covering called jackets, which are separate of books. Also, in Japan, title pictures of comics are printed on jackets. But in America, they are printed on the book's cover directly. I'm sorry. Then, paper comic books in Japan. Paper comic books in Japan have different jackets. Normal jacket and special jacket. Normal one is plain. On the other hand, special one is different in the color of background and the location of titles. Did you notice the differences of background and titles? The content is same, but some Japanese people buy both of them because the special jacket is collector's item. Secondly, popular anime influence for everyone. Have you ever heard of Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball is one of the popular anime in Japan. It was popular among people of my parents' generation. But now, it's popular among young people like me too, because it was remade in more modern tastes. Then, stamp rally is an event to collect different stamps on the special papers. If we get all stamps, we receive a prize. A train company and one of the popular anime planned a stamp rally as a publicity stunt during the summer vacation. A lot of kids and their parents participated in the event because the anime was so popular. Therefore, it took 10 minutes to get one stamp at each station. Finally, translation in animation from English to Japanese is difficult because the Japanese language is different from the English language. That's why Japanese translators have to think about a lot of things. This is a Disney movie, Frozen. It's not a Japanese anime, but it's a good example. In Frozen, Elsa sings, "Let it go, let it go." In Japanese, she sings, "Ari no mama no." Matching the movement of lips is important because it prevents the characters from lip sync. In subtitles, the translators make a lot of effort. Subtitles have limited time to show words in one scene. As you can see, in subtitles, the sentence is shorter than the original translation because it should be expressed about main idea in limited time. In conclusion, Japanese people make a lot of effort and plans day by day to attract other people with their creative ideas. As a result, they create the amusing world of manga and anime today. Then, let's move on the final speaker, Fumika.
Thank you, Yumiko. Hello, my name is Fumika, and today I'd like to talk about the addictive fascinations and marvelous effects of Japanese manga and anime. I want to start with the reasons why many people like Japanese manga and anime, and effects on other countries and Japan. First of all, I want to talk about fascination of Japanese manga and anime. There are many reasons why Japanese manga and anime are loved by many people. First, there are various kinds of stories, such as love story, action, mystery, sport, fantasy, and grotesque one. So people can choose and enjoy many kinds of stories. In addition, the endings are elaborated and sometimes it is not happy ending, so difficult to guess the stories and endings. Then, Japanese animation skills are really high. Pictures are sophisticated and move smoothly. In addition, there are many kinds of pictures, such as cartoons and realistic ones. So people, not only children, but also adults, can enjoy it. Recently, voice artists are very famous in Japan. Of course, their voice acting is wonderful, and they have fascinating and individualistic voices. So it seems breathes new life into the characters. Moreover, setting is important part of Japanese manga and anime. Japan has a lot of unique cultures such as bushi, ninja, and samurai. They are traditional and only culture in Japan, and sometimes they are used by setting in Japanese manga and anime. Furthermore, gakuen mono is one of famous setting in Japan. It means school setting story. And Japan has a school uniform culture, so if the story was set in gakuen mono, all characters wear individualistic school uniforms. These settings are traditional culture in Japan, so not only Japanese people, but also foreigners interested in it. Now let's move on to the effect on other countries. Japanese manga and anime give effect for students and visitors for Japan. The number of people who study Japanese and visit to Japan is increasing because some of them interested in Japanese and Japanese culture from manga and anime. In addition, there are many events of Japanese subculture in out of Japan. For example, Japan Expo is biggest event in foreign country. Last year, it means 2013, over 200,000 people joined this event and enjoyed Japanese manga, anime, and music. And today, Japanese manga and anime also give effects on Japan. So finally, I'd like to discuss effects on Japan. The comic market is biggest event in Japan. It holds twice a year and participants are increasing every year. They can enjoy not only Japanese manga and anime, but also costume play. They can wear costume from anime, manga, and TV games. In addition, there are many photographers who are called kameko, and some of them sell their costume photograph collection in this event. Until many years ago, only adult people joined this event and enjoyed costume play. But recently, it was changed. And also children can join and enjoy costume play. I went to the event in Osaka this summer. In this event, people who are not famous comic writers can write manga, like this one. It is completely original it is completely original stories, and we can buy it only these kinds of event. The event was started from 10 a.m., but surprisingly, when I took this picture, it was 6 a.m. As you can see, many people really enjoy joining this kind of event. And today, it is one of the places where people can express their feeling freely. In addition, there is a new types of manga and anime today. Have you ever heard Vocaloid?
Yes.
Thank you. It is application software with singing voice. Many nameless creators use Vocaloid to make songs and upload it to YouTube. Recently, many famous companies use Vocaloid to advertisement and commercials, such as Toyota and Google. So now, I want to show the commercial of Google's in Japan. commercial created great sensation among the people who are interested in Japanese manga and anime all over the world, because it was first time that Vocaloid was used by commercial. Also, her music becomes manga and anime today, so people can know about Vocaloid from commercials and stories of manga. In addition, many people try to create new music and new animations, so it means new types of manga and anime can broaden people's knowledge. In my conclusion, Japanese manga and anime have many fascinations and give effects on Japan and other countries. So many Japanese people and foreigners really like it, and I think it is good things to show Japan. Thank you for listening. Today, Japanese manga and anime is one of important part of Japanese life because it has a history from origin to latest ones.
Manga and anime show Japanese character and creative and artistic skill combined with storytelling.
Thank you for listening.
Does anyone have any questions? Yes, please.
Does Vocaloid cost anything to download
Download?
to the computer?
The question is, does Vocaloid need the cost to download? Yes, it needs a cost, but it is not so expensive because my brother has Vocaloid in his laptop.
How
Thank
much?
you. I don't know.
Do you have one question? Yes.
Do teachers in school use manga or anime to teach?
She asked if school teachers use manga in textbook. Yes. For example, in English textbook and some, what can I say? Some portion. Some textbook sold in bookstore also have manga characters.
In addition, some manga story is about war. So when I was middle school, I read a manga which was story about war in Japan. So sometimes teachers use manga and to study wars, to study histories.
Yes.
For your generation, what are the most popular anime characters right now?
The question is, what manga is popular in this generation? I think One Piece. Yeah, it is not only popular. It is popular both in Japan and in foreign country. Very much.
I think Attack on Titan. How do you think?
Any more questions?
Thank you for listening.